this week between the hours 3:15 and 3:30, and maybe for just 15-20 minutes. And as I realized just now, it has to be maybe further, maybe 3:20, 3:30 thereabout. This week we'll be just chit-chatting about teaching in the United States. Today I will be talking about my personal teaching experience and journey. So not just here in the United States, but my teaching journey as well as here in the United States. So hopefully we can be on a better start tomorrow and for the rest of the week. I will post the live each evening so you can see what time I will be on. And don't be hesitant if I'm not on exactly at that time. I will be there. So once your notification bells are on, you can easily go ahead and access the link. Once I start, you will get a notification and you can hop on. Thanks for joining those who are watching. We are on our first episode of Teachers Launch Chit Chat on teaching in the United States. So the topic for today is my teaching journey and experience. For those who don't know, or you might be joining this channel for the first time, my name is Dr. Stephanie Williams Britton, and I am basically the host who's usually interviewing those international teachers on this platform. I also share my experiences as well as other teachers share their experiences on this platform. So we wanted to get in a daily schedule just for this week to talk some more about teaching in the United States. I am hoping to join you soon. Hey, Kibor. So let's talk about me, my teaching journey. Guys, if you did not, or if this is the first time you're joining, go ahead and like this video and also subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified each time a video is uploaded or I go live. For those who don't know, I usually travel like 1 hour to and 1 hour from work. And so as you can see, I'm basically traveling home and we're doing this live while I travel home. So I'm not looking directly at the screen. My eyes need to be on the road, but I can talk and you can hear and you can interact in the comment section, as well as if you have a question, you can leave it in the comment section and I will respond, especially if you leave it in the regular comment section, not in the live chat. You can interact in the live chat, but if you leave it in the regular comment section, I will see your question and I will respond. All right, so Teachers Launch, first episode, Chit Chat on teaching in the United States. Who is Dr. Britton? For those who don't know, or if you're joining for the first time, I am a teacher who was taught not just in the United States, but I'm originally from Jamaica. So yes, I'm Jamaican. So I've taught in Jamaica for a number of years, and we're going to talk about my Jamaican experience first and then my USA experience. I've been an educator for over 20 years, very long. I first started out in the classroom back in 2001, and I'll talk more about that. And I've taught in 2 countries. All right, so how did I begin teaching? Somebody might ask that question. So after leaving high school, I wanted to, work in the hotel industry, or, for some time, I thought I wanted to be a flight attendant. Those did not really work out, and so for some reason, I ended up in Teachers College. That's for a different story, a longer, more in-depth story, how I ended up into Teachers College. But yes, it didn't work out how I wanted to go to. My goal was to go to the University of Technology to study, hotel management. It was very expensive to do that anyway. That's one of the reasons. Let me just get that out there. It was very expensive to go to the University of Technology back in those days. So I can imagine now. And so I heard about this program that National Youth Service. I think that's something they still have back in Jamaica, National Youth Service. So in this program, they train youngsters who just leave high school in different fields, in different areas. They do train them for the area that I was interested in, which was, hotel management and stuff. But at the time when I applied, they did not have that program going on. That program was not going to be on until the following year. And I did not want to be out of high school, sitting down and not doing anything for an entire year. So I found out that they were accepting people for the teaching program. And the thing was that we were going to be sent off to a university where we will be trained by teachers, on different skills to become a teacher and different things that we should know as a teacher. And then we would be placed in a classroom for 1 year as a teacher's assistant. So I'm like, okay, I'll try that out since I'm not doing anything and I don't want to sit home for an entire year waiting for what I really wanted to do. So I went on that program. I completed the program and then I was sent to a school back home. Those, if you're alive and you know the Learning Center in Crossroads, that's right beside St. Hugh's High School, that traditional girls' school, St. Hugh's. There was a school right next to it before you enter St. Hugh's that's called the Learning Center. I was placed there. The Learning Center was a school for children with special needs. So I was placed at that school as an assistant teacher. Once there, I stayed there for a year, as I mentioned earlier. I learned more about teaching and, the ins and out, basically just observing the lead teacher and following her lead into doing what she asked me to do. And from that, I said, you know what? Let's go to Teachers College because I'm already invested in this for 1 year. So let's go to Teachers College. And I liked what was going, but I definitely knew I did not want to specialize in special education. I was like, I'll try something else, but not SPED. So I applied to several different teachers' colleges. In Jamaica, I applied to Michael. I applied to St. Joseph Teachers College. And I'm not sure. I think I applied to Shortwood Teachers College as well. But I was successful to attend St. Joseph Teachers College. So yes, I'm a Josephite. Those who did not know St. Joseph Teachers College, yes, that's where I went for my teaching diploma as well as my teaching degree. So while I was at the Learning Center, my 1 year finished and it was now time to start college, and I also got a job again, this time at a school that I attended as a primary age student. I got a job there again as an assistant teacher. So I was working again as an assistant teacher and going to college part-time. So those who think that it's hard to work and study, yes it is, but it is doable. So I went to St. Joseph Teachers College, studied part-time, did primary education, and for my first year at my new school, which is now St. Anne's Primary, which I spent the bulk of my years at St. Anne's Primary School. Those of my colleagues who are still there, we did awesome things there at St. Anne's Primary School. So my first year, I was a teacher's assistant. Then in my second year, I got a class for myself. Now I'm the lead teacher, and I taught grade 1. So we had a lot of fun at St. Anne's Primary Schools. We were just doing a lot for those students, and parents were involved. Things were great and everything like that. So I spent 14 years there at St. Anne's Primary School. I spent 14 years in different grades. I taught at the first grade, second grade, third grade, I think 1 year, and fifth year. I definitely know the last year I spent there, I taught fifth grade for 1 year. Yes. So after teaching for so many years. I did my master's back in 2011, and I completed that in 2013. But then when I finished my master's, I, had all this money to pay back for my school fees. So I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. This is a lot. How am I going to pay this loan back off? I need to do something else. I need to find some other way to, help myself to pay these student loan. Because basically it's a student loan because I had to borrow the money to do my master's. Before that, I explored teaching in different countries. I explored teaching in the Middle East. I know I was a bit skeptical of that, like scared. I don't know why in Jamaica we are like the Middle East, we're scared, but you have a lot of Jamaicans there anyway. But I explored that did not work out. I then explored school districts. I think I applied to a school district in Oklahoma, and I actually was surprised when I got a response, and I also got an interview, as well as they wanted me to provide a sample video, a video of me teaching a lesson. We did all that, but that did not work out. But I kept pushing, and until I found out about different programs that sponsors teachers, and I started applying to the programs, and I applied to numerous programs, and again I got through to FACES. Mind you, when I got through to FACES, after I got through, other programs started reaching out also, and I did also got accepted to another program. I will not say their name, but I did get through to that program as well. But I already started with FACES, so I decided to come with FACES. So here we are now, traveling to the United States on the FACES program on a J1 visa. Those who did not know, a lot of people are saying they don't like the J1 visa, and they don't want to come to the United States on the J1 visa, and everybody's trying to come to the United States on the H1B visa, because yes, it has dual intent. But trust me, a lot of teachers have traveled to the United States on the J1 visa, and they have benefited. You just need to know what is your goal and how is it you're going to obtain your goals. What steps are you going to take to obtain those goals? So I came on FACES, and FACES only place teachers in South Carolina, unlike other programs who place teachers in more than one states. FACES only place teachers in South Carolina. So I was placed in South Carolina in a small town called Estill. I'll say the name. That's where I was placed. That school district had only 3 schools at that time. It was Hampton County School District 2. It had 3 schools: an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school. They have now merged, Hampton County 1 and Hampton County 2. They have now merged to be one district, and it's now called the Hampton County Schools. And now they have a lot more schools. But that town is still a small population of children there in that town. But the school district is now bigger because they have merged. So I was placed there at the elementary level, and I taught 2nd grade for a number of years. Actually 6 years I spent there in South Carolina. But what was it like teaching in the United States? I didn't mention teaching in Jamaica. In Jamaica, I basically got the background that I needed, because I started off as an assistant teacher for basically 2 years. So I got to observe my veteran teachers back home, and I learned the different skills and strategies, and the techniques and classroom management, whatever that I needed to learn. I learned those in the 2 years, and I continued learning the different intricacies of teaching back home in Jamaica. But then I came to the United States, And after teaching for 14 years in Jamaica, I came to the United States, and it felt like I was a new teacher. I'm going to say that again. It felt like I was a new teacher because everything was just so different. Everything was just so different. So, was I struggling? No, I wouldn't say I was struggling, but I was basically fighting to learn daily what is my next step and how to approach different things and the different culture and what is accepted and what is not accepted and what should be done on a daily basis, because the school district would have had a bunch of programs that the kids need to be going on, and they need to see that they're using these programs. At the same time, I need to be teaching. So that's one thing, as an international teacher, you're going to find when you first get here. And that's why it's important for you to have like a buddy or somebody you can get feedback from as to how to maneuver your day-to-day activities at work, because it can become stressful, it can become frustrating. But if you have somebody that you can lean on, somebody who can assist you along the way, then it might be easier. It might not, but it might be easier. Because for me, as a first-year teacher in South Carolina, though I taught back home for 14 years, it felt like I was teaching for the first time in my life, because everything was just so different. And I can also move forward if from South Carolina, moving from South Carolina to teach in Georgia, then things are different also in that state. It's like every state is different in their expectations and their requirements. And so as an international teacher, you just have to be flexible and adaptable, ready to learn, and just ready to, explore what's really happening and see what fits best in your schedule. And don't be afraid to schedule your daily activities and reschedule if it doesn't work, and what works for you and your students. So gradually I started getting comfortable in my first year in South Carolina, and things start falling into place, and I started learning the strategies, the skills, started learning the culture, started to integrate the different software that they require the children to get on every day, and things went on. But one thing I have noticed since I've been in the United States, things change a lot. Yes, things change a lot, and they do not stay long and on one program, or they do not. For example, if they say, okay, we're going to be using, I know back in South Carolina we use iReady for a short time. We also use MAP, and I think we use something else, and they use these softwares as assessments for the students. So the students go on the computers every day for their daily practice, but then it doesn't linger. So for example, they might start with MAP, and MAP is going good, and the kids are getting used to it, and the teachers are getting used to it. But the next school year they're changing it to something else. Okay, we're not going to use MAP anymore, we're going to use iReady. And then we use MAP, and we start getting used to MAP now and start getting comfortable with MAP. And then you hear the next 2 years or the next year that we're not using iReady again, we're using something else. So things change a lot, and because things change a lot, teachers have to be on task all the time, and getting these trainings, learning how to use these programs, and learning how to get the children to get on, to make sure everybody's doing what they need to do. And is that a good or bad thing? It has its advantages and its disadvantages, because yes, you want the best for the students, and so you're going to choose a program that is going to offer them the best according to your school district's mission and vision, right? But that's just something that, as international or aspiring international teachers, you have to take into consideration that things change a lot. And in order for you to keep up, you just got to be flexible. And I'm going to keep saying that, flexible and adaptable. And just know that when things change, then the teacher is going to be trained, and then you are going to be expected to execute these changes in your classroom. What else? If there's something else that you are specific or would like to hear about, you can put it in chat box, because I can see it from here. I'm a teacher currently in Kenya. If I came to university, will I have a chance to further my education? That's definitely a good question. Yes, when I came here from Jamaica on J1, I came with a master's, and I completed my doctorate while I was at Hampton County School District 2. So while I was teaching there full time as a second grade teacher, I was studying part time, and I completed my doctorate there. So yes, you can. I'm not going to say you are. You can, if you want to, further your studies on your J1 visa. I know some school districts. I know if you watch that video on my platform with Miss Pearly grandson, I think his name is Dennis. But if you look for Miss Pearly grandson, one of the lives with Miss Pearly grandson, he's one of the popular ones, one of the popular interviews on my lives. He did mention that he started his doctorate here in South Carolina, and when he started it, he got a scholarship. Now, do not say I'm telling you that you're going to get a scholarship to do a doctorate. I did not say that. But one of the teachers who shared their experience on my platform, he shared with us that when he started his doctorate in he told the name of the university, everything is there in the live. He spoke about the university and that they offered him a scholarship on his J1 visa. He also mentioned once his J1 visa was expired, the scholarship ended. So I'm taking that if he had finished his doctorate within the time frame of his J1 visa, then he would have gotten a full scholarship. So yes, you can. And I always encourage international teachers, if you come to the United States with a first degree on a J1 visa, try to at least complete a master's. Try not to leave after your 5 years of completing your J1 program. You're returning home with the same degree that you came with. Try to leave with at least one degree more. Like, you came with a first degree, you're leaving with your master's, or you're leaving with you came with a master's, you're leaving with your master's plus 30, or you're leaving with a doctorate. And they have something called bachelor's plus 30 also. Master's plus 30, that would be like your EDS. So I always encourage international teachers to study when they get here. But yes, so far the journey, it is one to appreciate. You get to learn other people's culture. You get to be more appreciative of not just your country and your culture, but you are now exposed to other people's way of life, other things that people appreciate. Because when I first came in the United States, like, some of the food, I could not tolerate those. I could not. Even, I know if you're from the Caribbean, especially if you're from Jamaica and you have had KFC before, if you come to the United States and you have KFC here, and I say KFC because I know KFC is a big thing in most in most Caribbean countries. KFC is a big thing. Hey, Diane. KFC is a big thing. So when I first came here and I tried KFC here, I did not like KFC. I did not like the KFC here. But I can now eat KFC here because I've grown accustomed to the taste and I can now have it. So the experience is just different. Everything is just going to be different. And I find that people who have not been outside of their home country, they are more, I don't want to use a word that is not appropriate, but you find that they cannot appreciate others because they have not been anywhere else but in their home country. But once you have been outside of your country, or once you're exposed to people from different cultures, then you can become more appreciative of other people's culture and other people's way of living, and not turn your nose up. Because I know let me talk about this. When I first got here in South Carolina, I would take my lunch to school. Once I opened my lunch, the kids would be like, "What is that? What's that smell? Oh, that's nasty." Because they're not used to it. They're not used to it. So being exposed, I think everybody should be exposed to not just their culture, but other people's culture. So I'm finding now that more and more people, compared to when I just came back in South Carolina, more and more people are learning about Jamaican culture and Jamaican food, and more people want to try Jamaican food compared to when I just came and stayed in South Carolina. In South Carolina, a lot of people did not know about Jamaica. They kept asking things like, do they have cars in Jamaica? Can we drive to Jamaica? How do you travel back and forth? It's like they did not even know that Jamaica was a country, or like I'm sorry, the mic. But now I say a thing about the driving. Oh, the driving is different also. It depends, Clyde. It depends on the program you apply to, how long it's going to take a response. I cannot give you a specific timeline for how long it's going to take. For those who are on, if you did not like the video, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, guys. Give the video a thumbs up. And also, if you have not subscribed as yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be coming to an end shortly. I hope you enjoyed so far what I shared about my journey and my experience. If there's something I did not answer, you can always put it in the comment section, and I will respond in tomorrow's live. I will be on again tomorrow. I will share the link. You can look out for the link on YouTube to see what time I'll be on and what's going to be tomorrow's topic. Also, that's going to be on Facebook as well. If you did not like the videos, you're going to give that thumbs up. So, Clyde, as I was saying, I cannot give you a specific response time because that's going to be dependent on the sponsor, and it's going to be dependent if it's a direct hire, is if they're really seeking a teacher at the time you applied. So I know I usually encourage teachers to put their applications in starting like November, December for the next school year, so that you can know that you are ahead of the game. And so when they start their vetting and shortlisting, you are in that, and you're not waiting until the last minute. All right. I see Diane mentioned driving. For those in the Caribbean, we drive on the left side of the road. It's different in the United States. We drive on the right side of the road. The steering wheel is on the opposite side of the road. And so at first you will be confused as to what to do. I'm not even going to add that the first time I came in South Carolina, the first time I got a car and I went in my car and was driving to go on the main highway, I was going on the wrong side of the road. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about all those cars just breaking up and screeching and looking at me like, who's that crazy person? Yes. So there's so many different things, but it is a good experience. If you are somebody who likes to explore, if you are adventurous, it is a good experience to have. Okay? All right. Hey, PM, PKVR, hello. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up this session today. I want to take the time to thank those who did log on to today's live. If you know somebody who would like to learn some more about this platform, you can share this link with them. Also, be on the lookout tomorrow. We will be on again. As I mentioned, today is the first episode of Teachers Launch. And today's topic was my teaching journey and my experience. I shared with you my journey back home, starting from Jamaica and now here in the United States. I could not cover everything that I did for the last 20 years, since I've been an educator for over 20 years. So I gave you a little snippets of things I thought would be important. But if you have questions and you'd like to know more, as I said earlier, you can put that in the comment section and I will respond. Again, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and like and turn your notification bells on. Did you have to return home for, yes, I'm currently on an H-1B visa. And did you have to return home for the 2-year? No, I did not have to return home, because there's other ways and means around the 2-year rule. You just have to do your research, and it's on my platform. You can find that on my platform about that 2-year residency rule. Or did you get a waiver? Yes, I got a waiver. How easy? It was easy for me to get a waiver. Kashif, it's gonna be dependent on your home country. I am not sure which country you're from, Kashif, if you can put that there. But for Jamaica, if you don't owe the Jamaican government any money, then it's gonna be easy for you to get a waiver. It might take some time because they're very slow in processing the waiver, but it's not hard to get a waiver. Once you do not owe the Jamaican government any money, then you can get a waiver if you're a Jamaican. But I'm not sure which country you're from. All right, so that's it, guys. I want to say a big thank you for those who took the time to log on to listen to Teachers Launch. And if there's a topic you'd like to hear, you can also put that in the comment section. But I will be sharing the link this evening on Facebook and on YouTube. You will see on the cover of the link what the topic for tomorrow will be and the time as well. As I mentioned, also, it's going to be between the hours 3:15 and 3:30. But even if it says 3:30 and I'm not live 3:30, you can still be on the lookout. It might be something, because remember, I'm leaving work and a lot of things happen when you're leaving work. It might be something that made me have to stop and not start exactly at 3:30. But if you subscribe to the channel and turn your notification bells on, you will definitely get that notification that I started the live. Okay. Let me see. How common is it for UK teachers to apply? I've not seen a lot of UK teachers, but I am assuming if you have your credentials and you meet the criteria, you should be able to get a job in the United States. Oh, Kashif, you're from the UK? Alright. To teach in Savannah, which body did you use to get your transcript evaluated? I had a transcript that was already evaluated with West, but Savannah, if you look on my channel, Savannah requires IEE. And I did a video also on my channel about how to get your IEE credentials evaluated. You can check that out on my channel, Lornet. But I already had West. World Educational Services. Took me some time to remember what it meant. World Educational Services. And so I used that and they accepted it. I'm from Ghana. Do you have a contact number? I do. You can find that on Facebook or you can find my email on here. Thanks for answering the question. All right, guys. As I mentioned again, thank you. I'm almost home. I'm stopping to get gas because I need gas for tomorrow, and I don't want to wait until tomorrow. But thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow for those who are going to be joining. Again, if you did not like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the notification bells on, and be on the lookout for tomorrow's live. Bye, guys. You're welcome, Kashiv.